Thank you everyone for joining me once again. And if you're a subscriber of mine or not, please be a subscriber. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. Share this with your friends and family. Hit that chime notification. Let's get the love flowing out here. Well, just brought out some oats for my replacement heifers. Just checking on them out in the pasture. They're actually out in the bush area, which is good. They made their way to the other side of the marsh. So this is about, on the other side of the marsh, they have an additional probably 50 acres to roam. There's lots of good vegetation, lots of good wind block, shade, water. It's like a summer oasis out here. So it looks like they're doing fantastic. They're growing real nice. The coats look great. Doesn't look like I have any issues. One of the two calves, she belongs, I'm sorry, that's a he, it's a steer, belongs to that skinny cow, that old girl. She's a pretty old girl. And there's the other old girl with a little bit of a foot issue going on. That's the one I'm going to treat. Her calf is somewhere over here. But yeah, well, these are the girls. They're looking good. They're taming down nicely. I'm pretty happy with the selection I made of the girls to carry over. You know, all in all, they all settled down well. That's what I was really concerned with. Obviously, this girl, a couple girls I'm unsure of. We'll see. A couple smaller ones. But they're all in all, they're pretty well the same deal. See, this one, I'm always unsure. I see an animal off on her own. I know there's nothing wrong, but it just depends what number she is. I have all the numbers written down, so I have ones that I gotta watch. This one seems pretty wild to me. See, I don't like to, when I come up on it, you know, I don't want her running away, but it's normal to want to keep distance. You know, I don't want to pet. But, hey, you know, if she has a calving issue, I got to be able to handle her. Can't see her tag. Oh, she's pink 6, so she is tame. She's one of my tame ones. I don't know why she's being a goofball. I guess she found a little patch of something she likes. But yeah, all these girls we do have written down. So they all come off good mothers. You know, we didn't try to keep anything, even if it was nice, we didn't want to keep it if it came off a wild cow, because I had enough of those already. So we're trying to wean those out slowly but surely. But they're looking really good. I'm happy with the selection. I think they're going to come off pasture looking pretty darn good. Turning out to be a pretty good year. Here, I'll show you my other field here. So we actually have these 4 little strips of land that we cut for hay. So, oh, hear thunder. So there's this one, and then there's another 3 over from there. And this field is pretty sparse. It took a hit. It's fairly high. So anything high, as you know, the last 3 years has been beaten on. But the middle pieces look actually fairly good. So yeah, quite optimistic. It's turning out to be a good year. How can I complain? Weather's beautiful. Got a little bit of rain. Gonna start haying soon. So they're gonna go out into the bush and pick leaves and this and that, whatever they like. And they have basically access on this side all the way to that bush line that you can see at the end, right at the very end. Then there's a fence, and that separates from my neighbors. And obviously this bush line is where the fence is to keep them out of the fields. And they actually never go in the fields, so that's a good thing. And then once we go onto that side, you'll see there's a marsh that separates, and there's a bush on the other side. That's connected to the road. So, see that bush line there? That bush goes about, I don't know, 300 yards into the towards the north, so they can loop around the marsh there, and they come around, and there's lots of pasture there that they graze. So there's one of the middle sections. And it goes up to that bush line at the back. Sorry, we're looking at this. We're just doing a little off-roading here. Oh, some more rocks. Beautiful. As you can tell, it's a little rocky out here. Crazy. Rock piles everywhere. And there's one more behind that bush, another strip. Yeah, it's separated into 4 little pieces, but it's always really good hay. It's just a matter of the quantity of it. So, this is one field back there. These 4 pieces, I'm gonna have to do some work with. Look at the windstorms. We had so many windstorms. And a few years back, we had a lot of rain. Like, I think it was 7 years back. It rained so much that it killed out a lot of the trees, right? The poplars. So with that, they get weakened and the winds came. The last 3 years we had such crazy winds that this is like all a bush. I cleared a lot of it already, but it just cleared it and just every tree was knocked down. And it's just unbelievable how many trees got knocked down. And yeah, it just seems like the trend. Like this year I cut probably 40 trees off the fence line and my yard. It's just, yeah, it's just unreal. And there's the last but not least, this little guy, this fence. These are nice fields. They're pretty flat. I can hum in there around like, go 7 mile an hour all day without worrying. So, look at those clouds, eh? It looks dirty. Something dirty might happen here. I better get home. Me and the pup, my buddy, goes everywhere with me. That's his seat. It's crazy. He goes everywhere. There's it. His brother, though, that gold guy, his brother's too lazy to go. He likes to sit around in the shade and sit by a dog dish and eat food. This guy likes to chase wild animals and explore. He'd be running right beside me, but he's allowed to jump in the back. He's never allowed in the front, though. Here, there's lots of this stuff around. See this? It's white little flower. It's around all our fields. If you dig it out, it's actually a root. It's called Seneca root. So it's like a medicine. They use it for like respiratory issues and stomach issues and just to reduce mucus and phlegm if you have pneumonia. But there's a market for it actually. You can sell that stuff dried though. You have to sell it dried. You dig it up. I'm gonna just dig one little plant to show you guys and put it back. That's what the root is, Seneca root. Flowers on top. It's just a root. But then you dry it, and yeah, I guess they make medicines out of it. So, kind of cool. I'll put this back. I just wanted to show you guys. There. But it's amazing what you can find out here in nature. Oh, here's lazy guy I was talking about. Yeah, he just had to come. Actually, these guys are both pretty young. I think they're only about 3 years old, a little over 3. This guy has bad hips and knees. It's just a genetic defect. We actually had the vet come out and do a checkup on all our dogs and our horses, etc. And she said that he's got a bad knees, bad hips. So, which isn't common for that breed. They're kind of a mix. They're just your typical Heinz 57s. They're Coley, some Pyrenees, and I don't know, throw anything else into the mix. I don't know. Like this guy looks like a big Coley. His brother looks orange, so he's like maybe his lab, or I don't know what he has in him, but they're great dogs. Lots of wildflowers out now. Love this time of year. It's so beautiful out. Some good, organic beef that we know where it came from. Get that onto our table, opposed to some garbage from some other country. This. That is grass hay. It's up to my thigh. So that said, might have a decent haying season out overall. It's really shot up. This is just our grass field, nothing fancy. Actually, most of this is canary grass. But with that said, last year, we didn't even have anything on this field. Literally, look at all these low spots. The lower spots all froze solid to the root. Wherever there's moisture, because we had those few nights, -8, -9. But the alfalfa came back. Like, look at the difference though. Like, this was 2 inches tall. So this is really skyrocketed. And the whole field's like that, all the way back there. So, yeah, might work out to be something after all. Good to see some light at the end of the tunnel. I shouldn't be packing this. I had to come look though. This is a high point, but in the middle there it gets really nice. So, all right, guys, we'll be starting haying in about a week here. So things are looking good at Prairie Sunset Ranch. Well, I'm starting to get our last little piece of equipment ready here for haying season, and that would be our V-rake. As I said in my last video, we didn't even use it last year because there wasn't enough hay. So we used our old straight, what do you call it? Just straight line rake, wheel rake. We did that because we were putting like, 10 swaths into one because it was such sparse growth last year. There was no growth last year. So this year we plan on putting this into action. Looks like there might be enough hay for a V-rake. So I hope. Anyways, I had a bad tire. So we're gonna take that in. I already took that in, I zipped it off. It's a fold out V-rake. Really like the unit. I had to change this caster wheel. It's going flat on me. I just put it on a, what was it, 205, 65, 15. I noticed on this back tire, I'm gonna have to change this one too. There's a bulge here. So that was just from so many years of sitting outside and this and that. So all the fingers are replaced. I do have to adjust all the springs for tension, but all the springs are gone through. I went and actually pulled all the hubs off the center of the wheels, and I physically packed grease in there. They do have the bearing buddies on them or whatever, the grease zerks there, but I like pulling it off, looking at the the bearing, make sure there's no filings, this and that, check for the wear and tear. But everything looked pretty good. It looked pretty lubricated, so packed in some nice red lithium grease. Fingers all there. Everything looks pretty good. All I gotta do is grease up the where the bracket slides. So I have to grease that up. Hydraulics all are working pretty good. And yeah, I don't know. I was thinking of putting a 6th and or a 6 wheel kit for each side, so a 12 wheel kit. This has 10, as you can see. But there's a kit I can get around $2,000. Bolts onto there, adds an extra 2 wheels, so I'll make it a 12 wheel. I think I'm gonna do that. I think it's more. Don't know if I'm gonna do it this year. Really like to, but I want to see what my bill is for my baler. I have to get a roller replaced, a couple bearings. I had them go through it and do all the belts, make sure they're all the same length. Just didn't have time to do that, so took it to John Deere. Let the experts deal with it, and I'll just pay the green bill. But local buddy here, a buddy of mine, is managing the shop there, so I know he'll take good care of me. So they actually really do take care of the customer. You might pay for it, but I don't know. At the end of the day, I don't mind because my green paint is pretty reliable. My tractors, we have the 4 John Deeres. We have the 2755, 6110, 6400, and the 4020, and they're phenomenal. Great tractors all around. So yeah, this girl is ready to go. Ready to rake some hay. Disc mower's hooked up to the 6400. It's ready to roll. So I think we're gonna start pounding down some hay here in a week. Grass grew like crazy, so we should, I don't know, I think by looking at it, I should be able to sell some hay this year. That'll be nice, hasn't happened for a while, so yeah, might be an exciting year to actually be able to sell a bale or two. Just a quick little peek at the garden. Check this out. The garden's looking great this year. All that rain, everything really took off. peas, tomatoes, lettuce, beans. Potato plants took off like crazy. Onions. Can be eaten good this summer, that's for sure. Not bad. That's nice. Well, I just want to thank all of you once again for subscribing to my channel, for taking the time to view this. I hope you're enjoying my films. I'll be making many more videos for you guys. Haying's gonna be starting up in about a week, so it gets real busy around here. I'm gonna be taking you along for all that. Thank you for joining us here at Prairie Sunset Ranch. Cheers until the next one. Bye for now.